Lesson 1, Seasonal Sales.
I have observed that the temperature has decreased significantly this morning.
These wool sweaters are cozy, it is true, and they are also on sale, which is a significant advantage.
Let us grab several of them while the discount remains in effect.
Is it a trending phenomenon to prioritize comfort over formal aesthetics in the workplace?
There is much hype regarding casual attire, but I believe a classic sweater remains professionally acceptable.
It is controversial whether fast fashion will be replaced by more sustainable, high-quality garments.
I prefer to invest in items that offer both durability and timeless style.
This particular shade of emerald green appears to be very popular this season.
It would complement your professional wardrobe quite effectively, Anna.
I shall also select a navy blue option for my business meetings.
Do you think the quality of the stitching justifies the original retail price?
Since it is currently 50% off, the value proposition is much more attractive.
I will proceed to the fitting room to ensure the dimensions are accurate.
I shall wait here and continue to browse the accessory collection.
We must be efficient, as the boutique will conclude its business hours shortly.
I am ready to finalize my selections whenever you have finished your assessment.
The fit of this garment is impeccable and provides a very professional silhouette.
Excellent, we have managed to find high-quality items at a very reasonable cost.
It is always a pleasure to combine sophisticated style with prudent financial decisions.
Lesson 2, Cultural Learning.
I have spent the afternoon researching the diverse traditions of the Mekong Delta region.
I agree, it is a great way to learn about different cultures and broaden our perspectives.
Do you believe that immersive travel is the most effective method for educational growth?
There is much hype about digital tourism, but I find physical presence to be irreplaceable.
It is controversial whether tourism helps or hinders the preservation of local heritage.
A trending approach is to promote sustainable travel that respects the local community.
I intend to document our experiences in a series of academic articles next year.
That is a noble goal. We should focus on the intersection of history and modern life.
I have noticed that food is often the most accessible gateway to a new culture.
Indeed, I shall look forward to participating in a traditional cooking class during our stay.
We must ensure that our itinerary allows for spontaneous interactions with the residents.
I have already contacted several local experts who are willing to guide us.
Their insight will be invaluable for understanding the nuances of their societal structure.
I am very excited to see the ancient temples we studied in our history seminar.
The architectural complexity of those structures is truly a marvel of human engineering.
I hope our journey inspires us to continue our studies in international relations.
Global understanding is essential in our increasingly interconnected world.
We should begin to finalize our flight arrangements before the prices increase further.
I shall handle the logistical details this evening while the data is still fresh.
Lesson 3, Colonial Labors.
The resilience of the early settlers in this region is truly quite extraordinary.
All spring and summer of 1621, the Pilgrims worked hard in the fields to ensure survival.
They also finished building houses and barns before the arrival of the harsh winter.
It is trending in historical circles to re-examine the interactions between the settlers and the indigenous people.
That is a controversial area of study that requires a very nuanced and objective approach.
There is much hype regarding the first harvest festival, though the reality was likely very different.
I find the evolution of their agricultural techniques to be particularly fascinating.
Do you believe that modern society could survive without our current industrial technology?
It would be a monumental challenge to return to such a labor-intensive lifestyle.
I shall examine the replica of the barn to understand their woodworking methods.
Their ability to construct durable buildings without power tools was a testament to their skill.
I am impressed by the communal spirit that was necessary for the survival of the village.
Indeed, cooperation was not merely a preference but a fundamental requirement for their existence.
We should include these details in our next history presentation for the student body.
I will collect the relevant photographs and data from the museum archives.
It is important for English language learners to understand the historical context of the region.
Language and history are deeply intertwined, and one cannot fully master one without the other.
I look forward to drafting our findings into a comprehensive research paper.
I believe our classmates will find the details of their daily struggles to be very compelling.
Lesson 4: Licensing Requirements.
I am considering purchasing this electric vehicle for my daily commute to the office.
Do you have a driver's license? I assume it is a requirement for such a purchase.
Yes, I do. I got it a few years ago after completing an intensive safety course.
How often must you renew your credentials according to the local regulations?
It is a trending topic whether senior drivers should undergo more frequent testing.
That is controversial, but public safety should always be the primary consideration.
There is much hype regarding autonomous vehicles and the future of manual driving licenses.
I believe that human oversight will remain necessary for the foreseeable future.
I shall inquire with the sales representative about the insurance requirements for this model.
It is essential to have comprehensive coverage when operating such a high-performance vehicle.
Do you intend to apply for your own license during the coming summer months?
I have already registered for the preliminary theoretical examination next Tuesday.
I can assist you in practicing your parking maneuvers in the empty lot behind the library.
I would appreciate that, as I find the reverse parking technique to be quite challenging.
It requires patience and a clear understanding of the spatial dimensions of the car.
I am eager to experience the independence that comes with being a licensed driver.
It is a significant responsibility that requires constant attention and emotional maturity.
I will ensure that I am fully prepared for both the written and the practical assessments.
I have no doubt that you will succeed if you continue to study with such dedication.
Lesson 5: Accommodation Reviews.
We must decide where we will reside during our stay in the capital city next week.
Agreed, we should also check reviews to ensure a comfortable and professional stay.
I have found a boutique hotel that is located very close to the convention center.
There is a trending preference for apartments over hotels among frequent business travelers.
It is controversial whether these short-term rentals are beneficial for the local housing market.
Much hype exists around lifestyle hotels, but I prioritize a quiet environment for working.
I shall read the feedback regarding the reliability of the internet connection at this location.
That is crucial. I have experienced significant difficulties with poor connectivity in the past.
One guest mentioned that the staff is exceptionally helpful and fluent in multiple languages.
That would be very beneficial for us as we navigate the local business requirements.
Do you believe we should book a room that includes breakfast to save time in the morning?
I prefer to explore local cafes, but a hotel breakfast is certainly more efficient for our schedule.
I will proceed with the reservation once I have confirmed the cancellation policy.
Please ensure that the room is on a high floor to minimize the noise from the street.
I have noted your preference and will include it in the special requests section.
I am looking forward to a productive week after a restful night in a high-quality hotel.
A well-chosen accommodation is the foundation of a successful and low-stress business trip.
I shall finalize our itinerary while you complete the financial transaction for the room.
I will provide you with the confirmation number as soon as the process is successfully completed.
Lesson 6, Personal Reflection.
I find that writing in a journal helps me organize my professional and personal goals.
I write about my thoughts, emotions, and any significant events that happen during the day.
It is a trending practice to utilize journaling for mental health and emotional regulation.
Some find the hype regarding manifestation journals to be a controversial and unscientific topic.
I view it simply as a method for self-reflection and tracking my intellectual growth.
Do you ever share your private writings with other individuals or colleagues?
I prefer to keep my journal confidential, as it allows for complete honesty without judgment.
I have recently started using a digital application for my daily reflections and task lists.
There is a debate regarding whether digital tools are as effective as traditional pen and paper.
I find the search function in the application to be very useful for finding specific memories.
I shall continue to use my fountain pen, as I enjoy the tactile experience of writing.
It is important to find a method that aligns with your personal preferences and lifestyle.
I have observed that my clarity of thought improves significantly when I write every morning.
I shall attempt to incorporate a few minutes of writing into my evening routine as well.
Consistency is the most important factor in developing a successful habit of reflection.
I am curious if you have ever considered publishing your thoughts in a public blog.
Perhaps one day, but for now, I find great value in the privacy of my leather-bound book.
I respect your dedication to traditional methods in this increasingly digital world of ours.
It is essential to preserve these small rituals that keep us grounded in our daily lives.
Lesson 7, Negotiating Terms.
I have reviewed the initial draft of the agreement and I find several clauses to be problematic.
I would like to discuss the terms. Of course, I am open to negotiations regarding the timeline.
What specific modifications do you propose for the resource allocation section of the contract?
There is a trending movement toward more flexible working hours for the consulting team.
That is a controversial request, as our project requires a constant presence in the office.
The hype surrounding remote work has proven that productivity can be maintained from any location.
I am willing to consider a hybrid model if you can guarantee the security of our data.
I shall provide a detailed plan regarding our encrypted communication protocols by tomorrow.
We must also reach a consensus on the final financial compensation for your services.
I believe my team's expertise justifies the premium rate we have requested in the proposal.
I shall consult with the board of directors before I make a final commitment to those figures.
I am confident that we can find a mutually beneficial arrangement that satisfies both parties.
Do you believe we can finalize the legal documents by the end of the business week?
It is an ambitious goal, but I will prioritize this task to ensure we meet the deadline.
I appreciate your professionalism and your willingness to adapt to our corporate requirements.
I look forward to a successful and long-term partnership with your distinguished firm.
I will send you the revised draft as soon as I have received approval from our legal department.
I shall review it immediately and provide my feedback without any unnecessary delay.
Excellent. I believe we are making significant progress toward a very productive collaboration.
Lesson 8, Kitchen Inventory.
We must ensure that we have all the necessary ingredients for our meal preparation this week.
We have enough milk and yogurt. Is there anything else we are running low on?
We are running low on coffee and cereal, which are essential for our morning routine.
There is a trending interest in organic, grain-free cereals among health-conscious consumers.
Some find the hype surrounding superfood breakfast items to be a bit excessive and expensive.
It is controversial whether expensive organic brands offer significantly more nutrition than standard ones.
I shall add some fresh fruit and vegetables to the list to ensure a balanced diet.
Please check if we have enough olive oil and balsamic vinegar for the salad dressings.
The bottle of olive oil is nearly empty, so I shall purchase a large replacement today.
Do you think we should try the new international grocery store that opened downtown?
I have heard that their selection of imported spices and specialty goods is quite impressive.
I shall enjoy exploring their inventory while we complete our standard household shopping.
We must be careful not to exceed our budget on unnecessary luxury food items.
I will help you remain focused on the list we have created this afternoon.
I appreciate your assistance, as I often find myself distracted by the bakery section.
I shall wait for you by the checkout counter while you gather the heavy items from the shelves.
I will meet you there in 20 minutes once I have secured the coffee and cereal.
I am looking forward to preparing a healthy and delicious dinner tonight with our new supplies.
It is very satisfying to have a fully stocked and organized kitchen for the week ahead.
Lesson 9, Taxi Etiquette.
We must secure a vehicle immediately if we wish to arrive at the gala on time.
After getting in, greet the driver and say your destination clearly to avoid any confusion.
I shall also inquire about the estimated duration of the journey during this rush hour.
There is a trending debate about the competition between traditional taxis and ride-sharing applications.
It is a controversial topic, as many city regulations have not yet adapted to the new technology.
The hype regarding self-driving taxis is significant, but I still prefer a human driver for now.
Do you believe that the quality of service has improved due to this increased competition?
I find that the drivers are more courteous and the vehicles are generally much cleaner.
I shall sit in the front to facilitate the payment and discuss the route with the driver.
Please ensure that the meter is engaged as soon as we begin our journey to the venue.
I will monitor the route on my own device to ensure we are taking the most direct path.
It is important to be polite but firm when discussing the preferred route with a professional.
I agree, clear communication is the key to a stress-free experience in urban transportation.
I hope the traffic is not too congested near the center of the city this evening.
I have heard that there is a parade occurring on the main street, which might cause delays.
We should perhaps suggest an alternative route that avoids the crowded areas entirely.
I will discuss that possibility with the driver as soon as we have entered the vehicle.
I am glad we departed earlier than necessary to account for these potential obstacles.
It is always better to arrive early and composed rather than late and agitated.
Lesson 10, Procedural Steps.
I understand that the initial configuration of the database can appear somewhat overwhelming.
I would appreciate further explanation, as I am still confused by the second phase of the setup.
Certainly, I apologize for that. Let me break down the steps required for a successful installation.
There is currently a trending focus on making technical manuals more accessible to non-experts.
Some find the hype surrounding user-friendly interfaces to be a distraction from deep functionality.
It is a controversial balance between providing powerful tools and ensuring they are easy to utilize.
I believe that a thorough understanding of the underlying logic is essential for any professional.
I shall take detailed notes as you demonstrate the process on the primary monitor.
First, you must ensure that your hardware meets the minimum system requirements for the software.
I have already verified that my workstation is fully compatible with the latest version.
Excellent. The next step involves creating a secure backup of your existing data before proceeding.
I shall perform that task immediately after this session concludes to avoid any data loss.
Do you think the other participants would benefit from a written guide of these instructions?
I believe a physical handout would be a very valuable resource for future reference.
I will arrange for the administrative staff to print copies for everyone by the end of the day.
Thank you, John. Your clear explanations make the learning process much more manageable.
It is my goal to ensure that every student feels confident in their ability to master this technology.
I am looking forward to applying these new skills to my upcoming project for the firm.
I am certain that your increased efficiency will be noticed and appreciated by your management.
Lesson 11, Career Exploration.
I have observed that you have been quite preoccupied with your digital device during our break.
I am researching different industries and attending career fairs to determine my professional future.
That is a very prudent approach to take so early in your career journey.
There is a trending sentiment that the technology sector offers the most significant growth opportunities.
While the hype is considerable, one must also consider the stability of more traditional sectors.
It is a controversial choice between pursuing a high salary or seeking a meaningful social impact.
Do you believe that attending physical career fairs is still effective in this digital age?
I find that face-to-face interactions provide a nuanced understanding that a website cannot offer.
I agree, establishing a personal connection can often distinguish a candidate from the competition.
I have also been investigating the renewable energy industry as a potential path.
That sector is certainly gaining momentum as global environmental policies become more stringent.
I shall prepare several versions of my curriculum vitae to suit different professional requirements.
You should also focus on developing your soft skills, as they are highly valued by recruiters.
I am currently enrolled in a public speaking workshop to enhance my communication abilities.
That will be exceptionally beneficial when you are interviewing with senior management.
I hope to secure an internship before the conclusion of the current academic semester.
I am confident that your dedication will lead to a very successful professional placement.
Thank you for your guidance. I shall continue my research with renewed focus this afternoon.
It is a pleasure to assist a colleague who demonstrates such a strong commitment to excellence.
Lesson 12, Travel Expenses.
We must ensure that our financial records for this corporate journey are meticulously maintained.
Definitely, I shall make a point to keep track of all the expenses during the trip.
I have noticed that the cost of international roaming is a trending concern for business travelers.
It is controversial how much airlines charge for additional services that were previously complimentary.
There is much hype regarding premium lounge access, but is it truly a necessary expenditure?
I believe it provides a quiet environment that is conducive to our professional productivity.
I shall record the cost of our transportation from the airport to the Central District.
Do you believe we should utilize a ride-sharing application or a traditional taxi service?
We should select the option that provides a formal receipt for our reimbursement process.
I shall also monitor our daily expenditure on meals to ensure we remain within the budget.
That is a sensible plan. We must avoid any unnecessary luxury spending on this occasion.
I have downloaded a mobile application that allows me to scan receipts instantly.
That technology will significantly simplify the finalization of our expense report next week.
I shall categorize each transaction according to the specific project codes provided by the office.
Excellent accuracy in our financial reporting is essential for the auditing department.
I am pleased that we are managing our resources so responsibly during this expedition.
It reflects our professional integrity and our commitment to the fiscal health of the firm.
I shall provide you with a summary of our total spending before we board the return flight.
I appreciate your diligence in managing these important logistical and financial details.
Lesson 13, Remote Exploration.
I would like to plan a journey that takes us away from the typical tourist destinations.
Regarding the budget, I am open to suggestions, but I would love to explore some remote areas.
There is a trending interest in off-the-grid travel among those seeking authentic experiences.
The hype surrounding popular coastal resorts often leads to overcrowding and environmental degradation.
It is controversial whether increasing tourism in remote regions is beneficial for the local ecology.
We must ensure that our presence supports sustainable practices and respects the native wildlife.
I have found a small village in the highlands that is not yet featured in major guidebooks.
That sounds like a perfect location to experience a culture that remains largely untouched by modernization.
We shall need to arrange for a specialized guide who is familiar with the difficult terrain.
Do you believe our current physical fitness is sufficient for such a demanding expedition?
We should increase our cardiovascular training over the next 2 months to prepare ourselves.
I shall research the specific gear required for trekking in high-altitude environments.
It is essential to invest in high-quality equipment that can withstand unpredictable weather conditions.
I am willing to allocate a larger portion of our budget to ensure our safety and comfort.
I agree, safety should never be compromised for the sake of financial economy.
I look forward to capturing the unique beauty of those landscapes with my camera.
It will be a remarkable opportunity to document a part of the world that few people see.
Let us proceed to book the initial flights while the current rates are still favorable.
I shall finalize the reservation as soon as we have confirmed our specific arrival dates.
Lesson 14, Road Safety.
It is vital for every citizen to adhere to the established regulations of the road.
The police stop people who are speeding or are not wearing their seat belts for public safety.
I have observed that distracted driving is becoming a trending issue in many modern cities.
It is controversial whether increasing the severity of fines will effectively deter reckless behavior.
There is much hype regarding automated traffic enforcement cameras and their impact on privacy.
I believe that technology is necessary to monitor the vast network of urban highways effectively.
Do you believe that additional driver education would lead to a reduction in traffic accidents?
A comprehensive understanding of the mechanics of driving is essential for every individual on the road.
I shall provide my formal statement regarding the incident we witnessed this afternoon.
I will also describe the specific sequence of events as I perceived them from the sidewalk.
It is important to be precise and objective when providing information to the authorities.
I am glad that the emergency services arrived so promptly to assist the individuals involved.
Their efficiency is a testament to the high standards of our municipal safety departments.
I hope that the outcome of this investigation leads to better safety measures on this intersection.
City planners should consider installing a permanent signal to regulate the flow of traffic.
That would certainly reduce the probability of similar incidents occurring in the future.
We must remain vigilant and responsible whenever we are operating a motor vehicle.
I shall be much more mindful of my speed during my commute tomorrow morning.
It is the responsibility of every driver to prioritize the lives of others above their own haste.
Lesson 15, Interior Selection.
I have been searching for a piece of furniture that combines elegance with functional comfort.
That sounds perfect. Did you find any comfortable couches that would suit your living room?
This particular model features a sophisticated design that aligns with the current trending aesthetic.
There is much hype surrounding minimalist furniture, but I find it often lacks physical support.
It is controversial whether one should prioritize visual style over the ergonomics of a seating area.
I believe that a home should be a sanctuary of comfort rather than a mere exhibition of art.
I shall examine the durability of the frame before I consider making a final purchase.
The sales representative mentioned that the fabric is resistant to both stains and fading.
That is a significant advantage for an item that will be used daily in a high-traffic area.
Do you think the dimensions of this sofa will fit within the constraints of your apartment?
I have the specific measurements with me to ensure an accurate and harmonious placement.
I shall also look for some matching cushions to enhance the overall visual appeal of the room.
Please select a color palette that complements the existing neutral tones of my decor.
I believe a deep navy or a forest green would provide a very sophisticated contrast.
That is an excellent suggestion. It would add a touch of personality to the environment.
I am pleased that we managed to find an item that satisfies all of your requirements today.
I shall finalize the transaction and arrange for the professional delivery of the furniture.
I look forward to seeing how it transforms the atmosphere of your home next week.
It will certainly be a welcome improvement to the aesthetic and the comfort of my living space.
Lesson 16, Political Pragmatism.
It is fascinating to analyze the leadership style of this particular historical statesman.
He did not appear as an ideologist to people, even his opponents were willing to work with him.
His ability to build a consensus across political divisions is a trending topic in modern diplomacy.
Much hype surrounds his speeches, yet his actual legislative achievements were even more impressive.
It is controversial whether his compromises were a sign of weakness or a brilliant strategic move.
I believe that pragmatism is often more effective than rigid adherence to a specific doctrine.
Do you believe that such a leadership style would be successful in our current political climate?
The modern landscape is much more polarized, making cooperation a significant challenge for any leader.
I shall investigate the specific documents related to the peace treaty he negotiated.
His correspondence reveals a deep understanding of the human motivations behind political conflicts.
He was a master of the art of negotiation and understood the value of mutual concessions.
I hope our research provides a more balanced perspective on his complex historical legacy.
We must be careful to avoid interpreting his actions through the lens of contemporary values.
I shall focus my chapter on his domestic policies and their impact on the working class.
That will complement my analysis of his international relations and foreign policy strategies.
I am looking forward to presenting our findings at the Historical Symposium next month.
Our collaboration will certainly provide a comprehensive overview of this influential figure's life.
I am grateful for your scholarly insights, they have significantly enriched my understanding of the era.
It is a privilege to work with a colleague who values historical accuracy and intellectual depth.
Lesson 17, Economical Shopping.
You managed to acquire a significant number of high-quality items during our visit to the mall.
Yes, I bought some items on sale and used a few coupons too to maximize my savings.
It is a trending practice to utilize digital applications to find the best discounts in real time.
There is much hype regarding Black Friday events, but I prefer to shop strategically throughout the year.
It is controversial whether these large sales events actually provide genuine value to the consumer.
I find that careful planning and patience are the most effective tools for an economical shopper.
I shall review my own spending habits to see where I can implement similar strategies.
I can show you the specific applications I use to track price fluctuations for various products.
That would be very helpful. I am interested in reducing my monthly expenditure on household goods.
Do you believe that store brand products offer the same quality as the more expensive national brands?
In many cases, the ingredients are identical, and one is simply paying a premium for the brand name.
I shall prepare a list of the most cost-effective alternatives for our next shopping expedition.
Excellent, our goal should be to maintain our standard of living while increasing our savings.
I am pleased that I managed to secure these professional garments for such a reasonable price.
They will be a very stylish and practical addition to your workplace wardrobe, Anna.
I look forward to wearing them during our meeting with the board of directors tomorrow.
You will certainly project an image of professionalism and competence to our colleagues.
I shall now head home to organize my purchases and prepare for the busy week ahead.
I wish you a productive evening. I will see you at the office tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
Lesson 18, Itinerary Planning.
We must ensure that our students experience the most culturally significant sites during their journey.
Those are great choices. I shall make a note of them and include them in our itinerary immediately.
I have noticed a trending interest in visiting the historical battlefields of the 20th century.
The hype surrounding the major capital cities often overshadows the beauty of the rural provinces.
It is controversial whether we should focus strictly on academic sites or allow time for leisure.
A balanced schedule will prevent our students from becoming overwhelmed by the intensive learning process.
I shall contact the local museums to arrange for private guided tours in the English language.
Do you believe we should also include a visit to the traditional artisan workshops in the valley?
That would provide an excellent opportunity for the students to observe traditional craftsmanship.
I shall research the most reliable transportation options between the various historic cities.
We should prioritize the use of the high-speed rail network to maximize our time in each location.
I agree, the efficiency of the train system will allow us to visit more sites without exhaustion.
I shall also identify some authentic restaurants that serve traditional regional cuisine.
It is important for our students to experience the culinary heritage of the countries they are visiting.
I am excited to see their reactions to the architectural wonders of the Renaissance period.
I hope this trip inspires them to pursue further studies in international history and culture.
We shall provide them with a comprehensive reading list to study before our departure in June.
I am certain that this will be a transformative educational experience for everyone involved.
I will finalize the draft of the itinerary and send it to the Dean for official approval tomorrow.
Lesson 19, Event Reservations.
Our establishment is a very popular choice for professional gatherings and formal celebrations.
I understand, it is recommended to book at least 24 hours in advance to secure your spot.
For a large corporate event, I would actually advise you to finalize the details several weeks earlier.
There is a trending demand for venues that offer a combination of privacy and high-quality catering.
The hype surrounding our rooftop terrace has resulted in a very high volume of inquiries this season.
It is controversial whether restaurants should charge a non-refundable deposit for weekend reservations.
We find it necessary to ensure that our resources are allocated effectively and to prevent last-minute cancellations.
I am prepared to provide a deposit today to ensure that our preferred date remains available.
Excellent, I shall provide you with a formal contract that outlines all the terms and conditions.
Do you offer a specialized menu for guests who have specific dietary requirements?
Our chef is highly experienced in preparing a variety of dishes for vegetarians and those with allergies.
I shall provide you with a list of our guests' preferences once the invitations have been accepted.
Please ensure that the final guest count is confirmed no later than 48 hours before the event.
I will be very diligent in providing all the necessary information to your administrative staff.
I am committed to making your corporate dinner a very memorable and successful occasion.
I appreciate your professional assistance. I am confident that our colleagues will enjoy the evening.
It is my pleasure to assist you. I shall wait for your confirmation regarding the final menu selection.
I shall discuss the options with my director and return to you with a decision by tomorrow morning.
I look forward to our continued collaboration to ensure the success of your professional event.
Lesson 20, Creative Ambitions.
I find that playing music is an excellent way to alleviate the stress of our daily responsibilities.
I enjoy when we meet after work to play instruments and sing our favorite songs together.
Perhaps someday we will start our own rock band and perform at the local community center.
There is a trending interest in amateur musicians sharing their performances on digital platforms.
The hype regarding viral success can be distracting, but the joy of the music remains paramount.
It is controversial whether digital music production is as authentic as performing with traditional instruments.
I believe that technology should be used to enhance the creative process rather than replace it.
I shall practice my vocal exercises every morning to improve my range and clarity.
You possess a very unique and soulful voice that would resonate well with a live audience.
Thank you, John. I find your guitar compositions to be very innovative and emotionally moving.
I am currently working on a new melody that incorporates elements of both jazz and classical music.
Do you believe we should record our next session and listen to it for self-improvement?
That would be a very effective way to identify the areas where we need more synchronization.
I shall bring my recording equipment on Friday so that we can capture our performance.
I look forward to hearing the final result of our creative collaboration this weekend.
We should also invite our colleagues to listen to us once we feel more confident in our skills.
That would be a very pleasant way to share our passion with the rest of the team.
I am excited to see where this musical journey will take us in the coming months.
We shall continue to practice with dedication and, above all, enjoy the beauty of the music.
Lesson 21, Grocery Preparation.
It is essential to ensure that our pantry is stocked with nutritious ingredients for the week ahead.
Definitely, I appreciate your help, and now I feel more prepared for my grocery trip than I did previously.
There is a trending focus on reducing plastic waste by utilizing reusable containers for bulk purchases.
I have noticed much hype regarding sustainable supermarkets that encourage customers to bring their own jars.
It is a controversial topic whether these eco-friendly options are accessible to those on a limited budget.
I believe that small changes in our shopping habits can eventually lead to significant environmental benefits.
Shall we include a variety of seasonal vegetables to ensure that our meals are both healthy and diverse?
I would also like to purchase some organic quinoa and a selection of protein-rich legumes.
I have added those items to our digital list, which is synchronized with your mobile phone.
Do you think we should purchase the large containers of olive oil to maximize our financial savings?
That is a very prudent decision, as the unit price is significantly lower for larger quantities.
I shall also examine the labels for any hidden sugars or artificial preservatives in the processed goods.
Careful examination of nutritional information is a vital skill for maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
I am eager to begin my shopping now that we have established a comprehensive and logical plan.
Please remember to utilize the loyalty card to accumulate points for our future household purchases.
I have placed the card in my wallet to ensure that I do not forget to present it.
I shall wait to assist you with the organization of the items once you return from the store.
Your assistance makes these domestic responsibilities much more efficient and pleasant for everyone.
It is my pleasure to contribute to the orderly management of our household affairs this afternoon.
Lesson 22, Collaborative Progress.
I have reviewed the latest feedback from the community and the results are exceptionally positive.
We should continue to work together to make it better for all the residents involved in the project.
I am glad to hear that you are committed to the long-term success of this initiative.
Feel free to reach out to me if you require any additional data regarding the demographic impact.
There is a trending sentiment that local participation is the key to sustainable urban development.
Much hype surrounds the use of digital forums, but face-to-face meetings remain a controversial necessity for some.
I believe that direct human interaction fosters a level of trust that digital communication cannot replicate.
We must ensure that the voices of the marginalized groups are prioritized in our next report.
I shall arrange a special session for the stakeholders to voice their concerns without any prejudice.
That is an excellent suggestion. It will demonstrate our commitment to total transparency.
Do you believe that the current timeline allows for a comprehensive review of these new suggestions?
If we reallocate some of our resources, I am confident that we can meet the deadline.
I will discuss the budget reallocation with the finance department during our meeting tomorrow morning.
I appreciate your willingness to adapt our strategy to better serve the needs of the community.
Success is a collective effort, and your insights have been invaluable to our progress thus far.
I look forward to implementing the revised protocols and seeing the tangible results of our hard work.
We shall maintain our focus and continue to strive for excellence in every phase of the project.
I am ready to begin the draft of the revised proposal as soon as I return to my desk.
I have complete confidence in your ability to synthesize this information into a compelling and professional document.
Lesson 23, Morning Routines.
I have observed that many of our colleagues arrive at the office appearing quite exhausted and stressed.
What is one way you make mornings less hectic for your family to ensure a productive day?
I find that preparing the children's outfits and lunches the previous evening is a trending strategy.
There is much hype regarding the 5 o'clock club, but waking up so early is a controversial habit.
I believe that a consistent routine provides a sense of security and order for both adults and children.
Do you also incorporate a period of silent reflection or meditation into your morning schedule?
I attempt to dedicate 10 minutes to mindfulness before the household becomes active and loud.
I have found that a nutritious breakfast is essential for maintaining focus during my university lectures.
We must prioritize protein and complex carbohydrates to avoid a mid-morning energy depletion.
I shall suggest these organizational tips to my sister, who is struggling with her preschool schedule.
It is often the small, incremental changes that yield the most significant improvements in our quality of life.
I am curious if you utilize digital applications to manage your family's collective calendar and tasks.
We share a synchronized digital calendar to ensure that no appointments or events are overlooked.
That is a very efficient method for coordinating multiple schedules within a busy household.
It prevents many potential misunderstandings and allows us to plan our leisure time more effectively.
I hope to establish such a balanced routine when I begin my professional career next year.
Discipline and preparation are the foundations of a successful and low-stress lifestyle in any environment.
I shall begin by organizing my study materials tonight for the remainder of the academic week.
I am certain that you will find the morning much more pleasant if you are fully prepared.
Lesson 24, Rental Extensions.
I understand that your business meetings have been extended for an additional 48 hours.
I was concerned about the cost. No, there will not be any additional charge for the extension, will there?
No, there will not be any additional charge for the extension, provided the vehicle is returned by Friday.
That is a very generous policy. I am trending toward recommending your agency to my colleagues.
There is much hype regarding automated rental kiosks, but many customers still value personalized human service.
It is controversial whether digital platforms can handle complex requests as effectively as a professional representative.
We strive to provide a high level of service that anticipates the unique requirements of our clients.
I shall also require a formal receipt that details the revised return date for my expense report.
I will print the updated documentation for you immediately to ensure your records are accurate.
Do I need to provide a new credit card authorization for the extended period of the lease?
The existing authorization remains valid, so no further administrative actions are required on your part.
I am pleased that this process has been so efficient and devoid of any unnecessary complications.
It is my professional duty to ensure that your travel arrangements remain as seamless as possible.
I shall return the vehicle with a full tank of fuel as stipulated in the original agreement.
We appreciate your adherence to our policies, which allows us to maintain the quality of our fleet.
I look forward to utilizing your services again during my next visit to the city in October.
It will be our pleasure to assist you. I wish you great success with your remaining meetings.
Thank you for your exceptional assistance. I shall now proceed to my next professional appointment.
You are most welcome. I shall finalize the digital records and send a confirmation to your email.
Lesson 25, Judicial History.
The history of the English legal system is often marked by periods of extreme and rigid severity.
If the judge or jury was reluctant to sentence the accused to death, they would ship them far away.
Indeed, they would transport them far from England across the vast oceans to penal colonies like Australia.
There is a trending interest in the genealogical records of those who were transported during that era.
Much hype surrounds the convict heritage, though it was once a controversial and hidden part of family history.
I believe it is important to acknowledge the hardships endured by those who were forced to build new nations.
Many of the individuals were guilty of only minor crimes, yet their punishment was permanent exile.
Do you think the transition to a more rehabilitative justice system was a rapid or slow process?
It was a gradual evolution influenced by Enlightenment thinkers who questioned the morality of capital punishment.
I shall research the specific conditions on the transport ships for my next academic essay.
You will find that the mortality rate was tragically high due to disease and poor nutrition.
It is a sobering reminder of the power that the state once held over the lives of its citizens.
History serves as a vital tool for understanding the development of our modern civil liberties.
I am grateful that we live in a society that prioritizes human rights and due process of law.
We must remain vigilant to ensure that these fundamental principles are protected for future generations.
I look forward to examining the original trial transcripts at the National Archives tomorrow afternoon.
I shall accompany you to assist in the interpretation of the archaic legal terminology used in those documents.
Your guidance is always greatly appreciated as I navigate the complexities of our shared historical past.
It is my privilege to mentor a student who demonstrates such a profound respect for historical truth.